How about now? How about now? It's gonna take a while for the chat to catch up to what I'm doing. So I still see messages saying, cannot hear you, there's no audio. And now I'm getting good. Yes, thank you, thank you, Anna. Perfect. Okay, we're on. You guys, I hope this serves as a lesson. Do things even though you're not ready, even though you're not prepared, like this whole session is. So yeah, here we are. I wanted to kick it off with a icebreaker session here where everyone is from. And I want you all to follow my lead and enter menti.com and use the code 7607 2050. So you're gonna enter to that website, it's gonna ask for a code, you're gonna enter there, and then interface is gonna let you answer the question in the screen. Where are you visiting from? Which country? Let's agree on entering countries versus cities so that we can really see the map growing live. Where is everything joining us from? I see India, USA, USA of America. What else? A lot of USA, a lot of America. I love how this reacts live to your input. So please keep it coming. Let's see it. You can do this from your phone. You can do this from your computer. It's pretty accessible. While you all do that, I also want to get you thinking about why you are joining us today. Why are you seeking the company of so many of you and my company to create your goals for the year? Like why is that? Don't write it yet. I'm gonna move slides and have you share that, but start thinking, why am I here today? Oh my god, look at that. Netherlands, Sweden, Canada, Singapore. Love it. Sweden in the house. That's where I am right now. I'm in Stockholm, Sweden. Thank you so much for anyone joining from Sweden. Oh yeah, India, USA taking the lead. The DR, my home country. Yes. So cool. Welcome. Who is from the DR? Hello, my friend. I'm loving this. Thank you so much for entering your responses, following along. Keeps changing. Isn't this exciting? Just for easy measure, I'm gonna put the URL here because I'm gonna have another question. This http://menti.com. Will that make it clickable? Yep, that made it clickable. Use the code 7607 2050. So enter that website, then the code. You're gonna be able to participate live in the graphic that you see in front of you. Okay, so as I asked you, why are you doing this, right? I'm now gonna move forward to another question. What are you struggling with goals-wise? Why are you here today? Can you share? Can you make other people feel seen? Can we relate to each other? Why are we the group that it's at the end of January still haven't committed to some goals? Why? What are you struggling with? I can share. I think I've been procrastinating. I've had a lot of ideas floating in my head. And I've been plain afraid of committing to any of the many big plans that pop up in my head. What about you? For consistency. Struggling with consistency, struggling with your goals being all over the place. Boy, do I feel you. Yeah, so you can get a job. Okay. Because you don't know where to start in terms of planning. because you need help with discipline. People really want to get a job this year. Yeah. Self-doubt. Oof. Procrastinating. I just mentioned that. Focusing my career. Fighting imposter syndrome. Loving that. Because I can relate, and I'm sure so many of us can relate. You're struggling with anxiety. Oof. Please, let's join the club. What to prioritize, struggling with what to prioritize, procrastination again, consistency again, the job hunt again. So you can see we're all in this together for the kind of the same reasons. And yeah, let's talk about what we're gonna do today. Hopefully you can follow along. Can you tell me what tool you plan on using today? Are you gonna use your pen, paper, post-its? Are you gonna use Miro? Are you gonna use FigJam? What kind of tool are you gonna use? And you can use the chat for this. I'm actually using the free trial of this tool that you're seeing on screen, and it only allows 2 questions. So in the chat, can you enter what tool you plan to be using to follow along in this activity? Is it just your notebook or something else? I know we designers love me some tools, so yeah, what are you planning on using? So many answers coming in. I'm gonna read those while I wait for the other answers in the chat. Lack of clarity. You're struggling with time and energy management. Oof, maintaining our routine, don't we all? Want to embrace improvement but not being too harsh on yourself. Yes, not taking them too seriously. I think this is gonna help you with that 100%. Okay, a lot of pen and paper, a lot of pen and paper, yes. Okay, that's good. That's all you need. That's really all you need. You don't need to get too fancy with your goals. And seriously, I was just reading an article yesterday, a study really, about how just writing down your goals can have a very significant effect on how likely you are to achieving those goals. But the more you do in this scale of things that I'm going to mention, the more likely you are to achieve them. So it goes like this. First, just writing them down. What is it that you hope to accomplish? Then actually setting an action plan. Like what would you need to do to achieve those things? Sitting down and actually writing down. And then sharing those goals with someone, anyone, which we're doing today. And last, sharing some kind of weekly progress with someone, with a friend. If you manage to get those 4 things together, you are increasing exponentially the likelihood of you achieving your goals. And today we're knocking like 3 out of those things. I mean, I can become the person that you have like weekly contact to if you want to. I do offer mentoring, but just the 3 first ones that we talked about, writing them down, coming up with an action plan, and then sharing them with someone just for a little sense of accountability. That's what I do. That's what, anytime that I have something that I want to do, I kind of share it in Instagram, and I feel a little bit accountable just because I express it to someone else. Okay. So let me go back and see your responses in the chat. Google Docs, a lot of pen and paper, very, very old fashioned. Love it. So I'll be using Miro. It's just a note-taking, like whiteboarding tool. And I'll consider this a self-care activity. So feel free to put on a face mask, grab some tea, relax in the couch. You can do this from your phone or anywhere. I'm gonna walk you through everything that we're gonna do, just a big picture. What is everything that we're gonna do? And then we're gonna go step by step, and then at the end, I'm gonna just remind everyone what it was, everything that we did. First thing we're gonna do is just do a brain dump of all of the goals, all of the things that are in our head, that are kind of haunting us when we don't know how to organize them. Then we're gonna find themes. We designers love to find themes, love to find patterns. All we're doing today is applying all of these design thinking methodologies to our own goal setting process. So find some things. Then we're gonna apply, we're gonna dig deep and really try to find the larger inner problem within those goals. And this is the favorite part, my favorite part, and that's like the sauce of the whole framework, of the whole activity, is to stop here and per goal that you have, dig deep and like, why do you want to do this? Then we're gonna reframe the those themes that you found and actually come up with in design. We've come up with that actual design challenge or like problem statement or design question. That's what we're gonna do in step 4. We're gonna take everything that we have learned from that introspection and reframe the goal in a new way with the new insights. And lastly, we're gonna think about habits that are gonna help us support and fix the larger problem or address and accomplish the larger need. Finally, I recommend visualizing those goals. Give it a picture. Like, what would it look like to achieve this? What does the process look like? And something that I personally like very, very much is actually creating this collage of images and putting it in as the wallpaper in my phone or the screen saver. I don't know if that's the right term, but the screen that you see when you're like, look at the watch at the time. Okay, with that said, I hope that you're feeling, okay, I can do this. This is doable. I can knock this out today. And I'm gonna try to keep it as short as possible, hopefully 45 minutes tops. So, brain dump. Please, let's take around 5 to 10 minutes. I'll wait for you to give me feedback in the chat to just write everything. No order, just don't limit yourself. Write everything that you want to start doing, stop doing, and don't worry about wording it right or making sure that it's measurable or that you're starting with the most important stuff at the beginning. No. This will be there on YouTube, right? Yes, it will. And Kit, you can come back to this at any moment. So yeah, write everything down and don't worry about getting it right. If you're struggling with like, what do I even write? Then maybe think about categories in your life, aspects of your life that you want to make improvement in. For example, the work area, the school area, play, anything that you consider play, or personal, anything that you consider well-being, anything that you consider larger than like your actual day job or the school, maybe the career. So think about it in categories and maybe get inspired by that. Then, if that doesn't help, then maybe think about in terms of time. What do I want to achieve in 6 months, in 10 months, in 2 years, in 5 years, whatever. Whatever helps you, start writing down. Start kind of like brain dumping. I did not have issues. I cannot give you access, Karuna, to the Miro file right now, but I will send it at the end if people subscribe to the newsletter, because that way I can capture people's email individually and then I can send it to you directly. But sadly, I cannot do it right now. So, okay. Here's a picture of how my brain dump is looking. It's just a bunch of crazy things. I don't even know why I want them. Some of them I don't even want them that much. I don't even know if I want to commit to them, but I'm gonna write them all down. I'm gonna make sense of them in the next few steps. So write everything. I have here do bouldering. It's like, why? Why? But I'll figure it out. So let me start a timer. Let's do 6 minutes. We're gonna do 6 minutes of writing this down. And while you'll do that, I'm gonna try to find some nice music to put. I didn't plan for the music though, but now it sounds like a good idea. You too want to learn sign language, Karuna? It's been in my to-do list for the longest time. But I never get to prioritize it. I need to prioritize Swedish right now because I live in Sweden and I don't speak the language. Are any of you all actually writing down goals? Give me some reassurance that you're actually using that pen and paper you told me we're going to use. I'm looking for some background music while I trust that you are writing down some goals. That's why you came here today, so that you had some dedicated time to do this. So don't go slacking and saying, look, I'll do it later. No, that's why you set time aside today to do this. So let's do it. I should have thought about the music. You know what? You put on your own music, folks. I don't want this stream to be taken down for some copyright issue that I don't understand. But I'll have it figured out for next time. I have some context in a relevant company that should have helped me figure this out, but I didn't think of it in advance. Again, commit to what you want to do even if you're not ready. That's what I'm doing today. V. Garcia is gonna run out of Post-its. Oh, that's why I use Miro. Saving the environment. No real paper. I love seeing the chat and hearing that you're all really, really writing. And while I am capping each step so that we keep the session in a time limit, you can spend as much time as you want. Ideally, we're gonna move forward with at least one theme, one group. So don't worry if you don't capture everything. You can come back, spend more time in each step. Miro is free. I think the first 3 boards are completely free. Anything beyond that, or like sharing with multiple people, will cost. So you're free to try it out. But are you a designer, Masha? Because we love to get distracted with tools. So if you're here for the actual goal setting, don't be sidetracked by fancy, shiny new tools, and just use your pen and paper. If that's what you got right now. Feeling so motherly today. I hope you receive it with love. One minute and 30 seconds left. I'm glad I took the time to write these before the session. It would be very hard to juggle both facilitating, hosting, and writing down my wishes. We don't need to write them here, Lukman, but I'm sure other people would be very curious to see what you're thinking about. And as I mentioned, that study did say that sharing it with people, sharing it with a friend, did make you feel more accountable. So maybe this is your time. What are you thinking about doing this year, Lukman? 15 seconds. Okay, let me go back to second step so we can talk about the instructions here. Okay, so next what we're gonna do is group all of the items that feel part of a pattern, like, oh, this is all about health or something like that. Oh, this is all about my family, kinda. Oh, this is all about school or education or professional development. Oh, this is all about work, my current job, what I want to improve, all of that. Let's try to group things like that. So ideal if you use post-its. Here's an example. Sometimes we might have a theme of only one post-it. That's fine. Let that be. And this is how it looks like for me. I even gave them a color just to make them distinct. So I have a group that I would consider it to be related to my current job, things that I want to achieve in my current job or do. Then I have things that have to do with relationships, family, and friends. Then I have things that have to do with my creative pursuits outside of work. So like my Instagram and my mentoring and now this YouTube channel that I'm kind of exploring. Oh, then I have goals. This goal, I didn't know exactly what it was. This is the one that I'm most excited about digging into. And that is update my portfolio, get a new job, or get a new job, question mark, because I don't even know, do I? I don't know. Apply for a part-time mentor job at Design Lab. Like, it's an idea I had. This is what I mean when I say write everything down. These are things that I don't even know if I want them, but I want to consider them, let the thoughts be, and explore them. This is the group around well-being. This is a group about, I don't know what it is, but they feel like they're related. It's mental health. And these feel like hobbies to me. I don't know. Bouldering, learning Swedish, sign language, traveling. So hopefully you have different groups like that. And in here, I'm just keeping you company as you do that. Can anyone share some of the groups, themes that they have identified in their own goals? I will wait. I know that there is a delay between when I speak and the chat. So I'll hang around in this screen while you all tell me. Boho Girl is done. You're done writing post-its? Done grouping things? I'm not sure. Again, the question is, what are some themes you've found? Job, health, hobbies, meditation, waking up early. I think that could be health. Health, work and hobbies, career, that feels all of them feel very familiar to what I have here. Well-being, personal development, in career development, very distinct, equally important. Career, family, adventure, yes, health. I love that word, adventure. Career, travel, health, art and philosophy, Sicily. That's really cool. Communication. Ikram says health, travel, career. I love it. I love it. I see a lot of shared categories here, shared themes. So now we're gonna get into the meat of this activity, y'all. This is what I think really, really, really helps me, and it's a step that I don't see often in other goal setting activities, and is applying the very famous, very used UX or design thinking methodology about asking 5 whys for anything. So here's what I do. I take any of those post-its, I focus on one group, so I pick the group that has to do with like my creative pursuits. And for each one of those, I'm gonna write, for each one of those, I'm gonna ask why 5 times. To try to really dig into why do I really want that. And then I'm gonna do that for each one of the post-its in that group. And you'll see what I found as I moved from the left to the right. So here's my first one. Improve my mentoring landing page. I ask, why do I want to improve my mentoring landing page? Hey, so more mentees can choose me as their mentor. Why, Samantha, why do you want more mentees to choose you as our mentor? Because that way I can make money on the side with the skills that I already have. Samantha, why do you want to make money in the side with the skills that you already have? So I can diversify my income streams. Samantha, why do you want to diversify your income streams? So I have this duplicated. So as I get older, I do work that is less time demanding, meaning that I work smarter, not harder. And why do you want to, as you get older, work in less time demanding work? Because I want to spend more time enjoying my life before I'm dead. Okay, that got dark real quickly. But with that exploration of asking why multiple times, now this whole to-do of like improve mentoring landing page, it's really starting to make sense into my life plan, my whole life plan. It's like now it has more meaning. What I really want is build in the future a more sustainable way of making money, right? So I don't have to depend so much on my 9 to 5. I mean, I don't have to do that overnight. I can do that little by little. So yeah, this whole improving mentoring page turned out to be like this huge, larger goal. And I did not know that until I really dug deep. So really ask why multiple times. Just when you thought you were done, ask why one more time. And you'll know when you don't have anything else. Like when you finish the sentence with, before I'm dead. You'll know. So then I went and asked why to the other post-its. So Samantha, why you want to get more paymentees? Oh, turns out I already discussed that in this branch, right? So I just kind of connected that with that. It's because so I can make money on the side with the skills I already have, right? So perfect. I don't have to dig any deeper. Like I already found out the real reason. So it's just reassuring me that this whole group, it is indeed connected. All of these things are trying to solve the same need. But I didn't know what the need was until I really asked myself why multiple times. Okay, so third one was be more active in IG. When I asked myself that, the answer was very similar to what I already had written, so it connected. For the third one, it connected more with, so I can diversify my income streams. And YouTube channel also fell so that I can connect and be exposed to more mentees. But also, I had another answer. I had the answer so that I could get more mentees, but other thoughts came rushing to me, so I wrote them down. It's like, yes, I want to start a YouTube channel because it sounds like fun. And why does it sound like fun? Because it requires me to learn a new creative thing, like editing video or figuring out how to set up a stream like today. Like it took some research, you guys, to just do this, but it was fun, and that is the reason why I want to do it, so that it's fun. When it stops being fun and it stops getting me the other outcome, then I don't need to do it. It's okay if I stop doing it. And this is talking back to the person that wrote, oh, I feel bad when I don't achieve goals, right? So when we do this exercise, we really unburden ourselves to commit to the one to-do list that we wrote at the beginning of the year. We commit to the larger need, and not to like go to the gym every day. No, like what really do you want, honey? So yeah, so I did the same with the last post-it, and uncover that I just want to make sure that I have a new creative outlet. Yeah. Oop, this is duplicated. So now it's your turn. Pick one theme to do today together. And this is the part that I'm most excited for you to share, so that you share later. We're gonna take some time. I'm gonna set the timer and spend 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes on this with one group. Ask yourself why multiple times, and then we're gonna share on the chat what you started with and what you end in, like what you wrote last, like what the why you ended up with, and see how wild those things are. I'm gonna start the timer. Ooh, look, I can select some music here. I had forgotten about the music feature in Miro, but I don't know if you can hear it. I myself cannot even hear it. I need to turn up the volume. Jesus, girl, give up with the music. I think I need to give up. So yes, I'm waiting on you. You have 9 minutes and 30 seconds to kick off one group, one theme, and ask why 5 times. I'm gonna ask why 5 times for each posted in a theme. Is this making sense to everyone? How are you feeling? Give me some reactions in the chat so that I know that we're here. You set out this time to work on this, so let's do it. You didn't have any more plans for this, at least 1 hour. So let's look at your first theme and ask why 5 times. Okay, thank you, Adina, for your feedback. Glad that it's making sense. So keep working on those whys. Don't walk away. You set this time aside just for this. While I wait for you to work on that, I'm gonna grab a glass of water. You do the same. Consider this a little water break. I am back, getting hydrated. I see you all working hard. I know it because you're still here. And remember, you're gonna share where you started. Happy to see you all working hard. See you taking maybe a break, but coming back. To anyone joining us right now for the first time, we are working on asking why. Asking why 5 times for each post in a group of goals that we have written down. This is the sauce, the meat of the activity, really tracing back, reverse engineering what is the actual need behind the thing that we say that we want. Because oftentimes what we are doing when we write down goals and New Year resolutions is these are just attempts to fix something, to address something, to achieve something, but not really acknowledging, recognizing what is the larger thing that we're trying to achieve. So when you take a specific goal that you've written down, after you have done your brain dump, and you ask why multiple times, why do I want this, why do I want this, why do I want this, you end up discovering that it's actually a larger vision that you have for yourself, or a larger problem that you're experiencing, and it helps you up to be better prepared to come up with better solutions for this. Because maybe that one post-it, that one to do, like go to the gym every day, is not the best solution for the larger problem. That was your attempt of treating a symptom, but now that you know the actual condition, now you know what the real medicine could be, or you are better suited to figure out or try different things to achieve that. But my favorite part is that you feel less guilty about not achieving a specific goal or to do, because it's more about the larger purpose that you found and not the individual to-dos. Okay, anyone who will care to share one goal, one to do that they started with, and after asking why in this manner, as I have here, asking why 5 times, what they ended up discovering. I already went first. I shared all the way down how improving my mentoring landing page was more about building a future life that is less dependent on my 9 to 5, basically. Whoa, Bimukti, that's so good. That must feel like a relief. Like everything was jumbled before, and now you have a larger plan, or yeah, a larger purpose and a solid plan. Or at least it's getting there. Thank you so much for sharing me, Bimukti. Okay. Yay! Larger goal is spending more quality time with my family. Yes, that's what matters. I was just asked today out of the blue, what is something that you're grateful for? I'm like, and what naturally came out was thinking about family and thinking about my partner. So it's really, you have to remember it's the people that we live our life with that really make it enjoyable and worthwhile. So let's make that a goal. I have my own goal. I can share if anyone's new and didn't see it. I have my own like family related goal. This one about reaching out more often to old and new friendships. As we get older, it's so much harder to maintain friendships, and they kind of require some attention. They don't happen organically. So I wrote it down because I want to be a little bit more intentional about nurturing and maintaining relationships. Cecily says, I started with communication, and the larger goal is becoming confident and competent in career and in life. Yes. Yeah, that's what I mean. If that's your goal, become more confident and competent in your career and in your life, there are multiple ways you can achieve that. So if at the end of the day you don't knock out the communication goal, whatever that may be, maybe that was a course or something that you wanted to finish, or but if at the end of the year you don't finish that, but you can spot all the different things that you did that really contribute to that larger goal, you're gonna feel good about yourself. You're gonna feel like I made progress. Joy is equal to progress. That's when we feel the best, when we feel like we're moving forward. Edina shares the larger goal was to feel more connected with my mind and body. So many different ways you can achieve that. That makes me think of my group about meditation, journaling, even video journaling, is to improve that connection. Thank you people for sharing what the larger goal was for you. Now let's move to the fourth goal. I think you kind of already got into it. The reframing. It's just making sense of everything that you wrote. And now that it's very evident what's really important about each theme, let's try to capture it all in one sentence, in one post-it, so that becomes like the headline of that theme, of that group. And some of you already shared how you have phrased it, but make sure that you do it intentionally. You can just take maybe, so here's what we have done so far. We had a theme, things that looked similar. We asked why a bunch of times. We had our aha moment about it. And now we're gonna rewrite it. What did we learn about the whys? What is it that we really want? I want to be this. And that's what I call the core goal or the larger goal. And everything else is just an attempt to achieve that. So a sub goal. Lauren shares that her larger goal is distancing herself from a toxic relative. That's tough. That's serious stuff. And I hope that you find the tools to make that happen little by little. Michelle writes, Michelle, thank you, amiga, for joining. Michelle is my best friend in the whole wide world. Thank you so much for supporting me, girl. I started with exercise regularly and ended up realizing that I want to be healthy to experiment new adventures because this is what brings me joy. Yes. Exercise is such a tricky one. Everyone has it, but it's so hard to make it mean anything to you. I personally think that that's what I was getting at with the bouldering, is to find fun ways to exercise that have more meaning than just like, oh, so that I have more muscle, I lose weight, but yeah, make it more interesting. Thank you for sharing, Michelle. That's very relatable. So, spend some time. Now we're close to the hour, so I'm just gonna quick, just tell you what to do next, and you can do it in your own time. So again, for each group that you had, as I said, you had your group, you have your whys. Now write one post-it with like the new statement that encompasses what you learned about that whole theme. Then I recommend that you do some research, like how to, in your case, Lauren, like how to distance yourself from a toxic relative. Like do some actual research. That's what we would do in design, right? Like you go out there, you talk to users, you read some articles, some studies, I don't know, you research Dribble, all kinds of different research, whether it's visual research or user research. But we dig deeper into the subject. So that's what I would do, just take some time and research. And then that should inspire some habits. And so I also spend some time for each goal to write down at least one behavior that I could do regularly, that means daily or weekly or monthly, that would make me have progress in that goal. And I think of it in terms of habits, right? A behavior. So not only do this one thing, and when I'm do that, it's over. But something more sustainable, like something I could do little by little, daily, weekly, at least monthly, that would little by little lead me to make progress on this larger goal. So here's an example. I had a goal last year about owning less things. That's what I arrived at. After asking my whys and all that, I decided like, I want to own less things. I had my reasons, but this is how I decided to reframe it and to call it. And the habit that I came up with, it was that for every time that I decide to buy something, let's say a book, I will give away 2 things of the same kind, or just get rid of 1 thing or 2 things of the same kind. That's a habit. And the way that you craft a habit, or like you can create a good habit, is by, and this is all inspired in that very famous book, Atomic Habits, is to make sure that the habit is hooked to something that is very hard to miss, a cue that is very hard to miss. So in my case, the cue was every time that I buy. Then make it super easy to adopt, super low friction, so you don't have to go out of your way to make it happen. So give something away, it's easy. I did this a lot with clothes. I have like this huge bag of clothes that I've been taking out of my closet every time that I buy something new. And it's very easy because I have a bag in the closet where I put all clothes that I've taken out because I brought a new one. Then make sure that there is a clear reward, or that it is, there's a clear reward and it's attractive. And to me, this is easy after doing the why exercise, as well as the immediately satisfying, because I already connected this habit to something larger. So I know that by doing it, I'm moving forward towards this larger goal. So the reward is a little bit easier and clearer for me to see and feel. And the immediately satisfying, something that I have tried and really like for receiving some kind of immediate rush for after I complete something, is that I have in my phone an app. that shows, so I don't know if I can show this properly, but in the top I have like the week of, and it shows each day of the week, and for every time that I achieve something, I can just cross this off, and it visually, I hope that you can see it. I don't know, but it shows the week. And every time that I achieve, like let's say go to the gym, I just tick this off, and it visually shows me this week you have gone 3 times out of 5. And this visualization of, you know, that I'm achieving this thing, that I'm making progress in this thing, is what to me is immediately satisfying. So right after I go to the gym, I literally click this off, it's like done, and it visualizes like my week progress, and that I find very, very satisfying. So yeah, that's what I would do next. Spend some time coming up with some habits. Make sure that you use these tips on how to actually write a habit or a behavior. And lastly, remember to spend some time creating a vision board. What I use is I put it in my phone, like I make a collage of all the images that represent all the different themes that I came up with. And yeah, I am reminded of my goals every time that I use my phone. And it's easy. I used unsplash.com as a source to find images, but also Pinterest. So feel free to try those, Unsplash specifically. And the name of the app, the one that I use to like cross off things, I have an Android, and the name of the app is Habits. It's Loop Habit Tracker. I'm gonna write it down in the chat. Loop Habit Tracker. I love widgets in my phone. I have one for affirmations, I have one for the exercising thing, and they really make a difference. So I highly recommend those. And the app that I use for affirmations, if anyone, you know, picked at it and saw and is curious about it, because my affirmation for today is I choose to let go of fears. Maybe you saw that as I was showing my phone. The app for affirmation is called I Am. I highly recommend that as well, to keep your negative thoughts at bay and change the dialogue in your head. Very, very handy. So with that, I think we should call it. It's been an hour. I don't want to take more of your time. And I think we've walked through everything that I recommend that you do. Quickly, I'll recap. First thing that we did was brain dump everything that we had, just vomit it all. No constraints, no rules. Then we grouped them together. We found themes. Then for each theme, we asked why 5 times to really dig and find and introspect about the larger goal that was working behind all of these to-dos that we're saying that we need to do. And then we reframed the actual goal. We took all those to-dos and actually created a I want statement, or a goal statement that had more meaning to us now that we understand where it is coming from. And then we sat down to think about habits. What are some habits that are going to support us achieving this larger goal? And lastly, we're going to visualize it. And with that, and sharing it in the chat today and doing it together, I think we knocked off each and every single one of the things that the study that I commented on before said that we should do. If anyone's curious about the study, here it is. It was done by Sarah Gardner and Dave Albee from the Dominican University of California, and that is Dominican, the religious order, not the Dominican people from my country. And yeah, here is the study that kind of talks about exactly everything that we kind of knocked off today. Not the white part, that's my addition, that's the sauce that I keep telling people that I think really makes an impact. And I hope it was beneficial to at least some of you, and that, yeah, you kind of stick around and maybe join my channel, and I'll figure out other ways to give value to all of you who are just like me, just trying to make progress this year. Bye everyone. I'd love to hear how you're feeling, how you're doing. Please like and subscribe. Oh my god, am I a real YouTuber saying like and subscribe? Oh my god, I mean, I did it. I feel so good that I just did this thing, which is I wanted to try out live streaming. So thank you so much for keeping me company, and I'm so glad so many of you stuck to the end. Bye bye, Cecily. Thank you, Lauren. Thank you, Garcia. Thank you, Karuna. Thank you, Muhammad. Thank you, Big Mukti. I'm so happy to see some of my mentees in the chat. Big Mukti, Lukman. Yes. Oh, thank you for reminding me the Miro thing. Remember, I'm not the I'm a newbie here, and I could have prepared better. But anyone interested in the slides, visit this link, samantha.me/links. Go all the way to the bottom. There's a newsletter sign up there. Sign up to my newsletter, and I'll have your email so I can send you the Miro, and you can share it with friends. You can maybe host your own session with a group of friends if you didn't walk through the whole thing today. Remember, sharing with a friend is one of the things that's really gonna ensure that you're successful. So please check out, go to samantha.me/links, scroll to the bottom and enter your email, and I'll make sure to share with everyone who joins the Miro. Thank you. So kind of all of you to join. Make sure that you give it a like. Oh, it feels so funny. I'm gonna end the stream now. Make sure that you grab the links, samantha.me/links, enter your email there. What else did I share that you don't want to lose? The name of the apps. But I think all of that stays in the chat. Ciao.